everyone. We are live. Erin, do you want to take it away?
Yes. So welcome back to Slimy Sundays. We are currently on episode 5. Last week, we had a really
Erin, do you want to take it
successful
away?
broadcast with our entrepreneurship and slime show. You guys were really excited to talk about that stuff. So we decided to kind of continue along those lines. Today, we have the one and only Rainbow Playmaker joining us. Hi, Marjorie.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy your voice came back so you could join us
A
today.
little. I know. It's not there 100%. It's working. It's good.
Good. Well, we can still tap that knowledge inside your rainbowy brain. I'm really happy you're here. So
My
thanks
rainbow
for bearing
brain.
with us, guys, with the live stream. We don't always, we're here to make slime. We don't always have the technical skills to go live immediately. So thanks for bearing with us as we switch to this live stream. Alyssa is currently letting everyone on the other live stream know that we are here. Please copy and paste your questions from the last chat into this one so that we can answer them, because I saw a bunch of really good ones that we definitely want to get to today. Alyssa, are you ready to launch?
Perfect. I'm 1 second. Do you want to start off with the Marjorie? Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit? Talk about your channel.
Sure. My name is Marjorie. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Rainbow Playmaker. I originally started on YouTube as Rainbow Playmaker and then kind of shifted a little more to Instagram. So I do slime satisfying videos. I have a slime shop, and that's pretty much it. I'm a mom. I have 5 kids. I'm married. I live in Arizona, originally from New York City. So that's me.
Perfect. Yes, we are so excited to have you. You have so much knowledge, and you were on our last live stream as well in the comments, leaving some great tips. So we just had to have you and talk about all of this because you are so knowledgeable about everything.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Of course. So we're just going to jump into our first topic, which is just slime IG basics. So first off, how did you guys pick your usernames? I know I picked mine because I didn't even know why. I was like, I'm crafty and I like making slime and creating slime. So Crafty Slime Creations. And that was my process behind it. But what about you guys?
Go ahead, Marjorie, because I'm curious.
Oh, about my name? I wanted to start a YouTube. So I started on YouTube. I didn't start on Instagram. I wanted to start a YouTube channel for like a year before I actually started my channel. And I didn't know a name. That was like holding me back. And then at the time, my kids were watching a movie. And in the movie, I think it was Spy Kids or something. And in the movie, there was a toy maker. And so I was like, toy maker, that sounds kind of cool. But I was like, I got to put it with something. So then we bought a used rainbow play system. It's like a swing set for our backyard from a neighbor. And so I was putting it together, kind of like cleaning it up a little. And there was like a plaque and it said Rainbow Play System. So I was like, toy maker, Rainbow Play System. And then I was like, ooh, Rainbow Playmaker. And so it just kind of came together like that. So yeah. And it didn't really have any meaning to it. I was just like, okay, Rainbow's Playmaker. And that was it. And that's what I made my channel. So
I love it. Mine was my daughter's idea because we were starting to make slime. I had started my Instagram and I was putting it on my personal Instagram, and a lot of my friends are like, what is this weird stuff you're posting? And my daughter's like, well, maybe adults don't get it. Maybe we should just set up like a Slimeade stand in our front yard. And I was like, Slimeade stand? Like, you thought of that all by yourself? And she's like, yeah, like not lemonade, Slimeade.
That is so cute.
Like,
so cool.
I'm sure somebody already has that name, but let's see if it's available. And it was, and I didn't see any other Slimeade stands on there. And so, it was all my 7-year-old, totally. All credits to her.
Yes, I see some comments here. Slime Him chose his username because he makes slime and he's a him. Makes sense. The Cupcake Slimery changed their name a couple of times. And yes, if anybody else wants to say how they pick their username, I would love to hear. Make sure you comment it. And let's move on to the next question. So what is your brand essence? So like, what do you want to be? And do you even need to know who you are at first when you start posting on Instagram?
Is that me or Erin?
Whoever wants to pick that one.
Okay. Well, for me, I can say that I didn't start as a slime channel on YouTube originally. I started with toys and Play-Doh. And then I did one slime video, and I was on YouTube for a year before I did any slime. I should have started with slime right from the get-go, because that's what I loved anyways. But my daughter was like Play-Doh and toys. And so that's kind of what we started as, was a toy channel, Play-Doh channel. But I think that you just need to start. So you just need to start posting, because you're not going to figure out who you are going to become until you just start posting. Like everything in your head on what you think you're going to do is going to change once you start posting, because you'll figure out more what you like, more what your viewers like, and it just kind of comes together. Like the one slime video that I did got like 100 times more views than the Play-Doh I was doing. And so then I just kind of stuck with it from that point, and I liked it better. So I don't know that you need to know 100%. But that's just how I kind of evolved.
Yeah, I would agree too. I mean, at first I was really self-conscious about being an adult. So I was always talking about my kids and my kids and I, and the kids are doing this and I'm just here to help. And, and then my kids kind of lost interest, and they are really young and they're not really into Instagram. And I realized like it was okay to be an adult and it was okay to be a mom. And some kids were like, ew, you're old. But a lot of them were like, we like that you're a mom. Like, it's cool. Like, we can talk to you like a friend, and we can't talk to our own mom like that. And I'm not here to be your mom or tell you what to do. But I realized pretty quickly that it was okay for me to be a lot older than some of my followers. And so I started to feel more comfortable in my own skin and not hanging so much of my slime creations on my kids, because honestly, that wasn't authentic to what I was doing. And I think being authentic is really important, because people are smart. They can see through fake stuff. They can see through, you getting on there and being like, me and my kids are doing, you have to just be yourself.
Yeah.
Before we went live today, Alyssa and I were talking about like keeping it real, and like my husband joking that he was going to pop in here and say hi. And we're like, you know what? That's okay. Because that's keeping it real. Like, people can see through fake stuff now. I mean, you guys are all really smart people. You know what's real and what's not, so I think that's important.
Yep, I definitely agree. I wasn't sure that I wanted to slime in the beginning. Before I had this account, I've never shared this before, but I had a polymer clay account where I posted like my little charms and creations, and I found slime, and I was trying to decide whether or not to post it on there or on my new account. And I was not gonna lie, I was a little embarrassed because it wasn't something that many people did back then. And when I started, it feels like forever ago, but it was just 2 years ago, and it wasn't something that was very popular. And I was like, what are people going to think? So I started a new account for it, which is Crafty Slime Creator. So, I think just do what you feel comfortable with. And even if you don't know in the beginning you want to try slime, try something else and then get into it. Yeah.
You become yourself when you don't need to know any of that up front. And I think we covered this a little bit last week, but like choosing your username, my advice to you is to try to keep it unique. Don't use a lot of periods, underscores, multiple letters, because once you become a little bit more popular, you want a name that's easily recognized and discovered. So that would be my biggest tip to you is even if it's a made up word, sometimes that's better than adding a bunch of extra letters and underscores and dots.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know how many people have given me slime at slime events, and I go to look up their account and I can't find it because their label says slimy something, but on their little circle label, it doesn't have a dot. It doesn't have an underscore. So now that I'm familiar with having troubles finding, because I like to do reviews as not necessarily reviews, just show the gifts and all that kind of stuff. And I like to tag everyone. And if I can't find them, it's a nightmare, And so when people give me gifts now, and if you've seen me at a slime convention, you've seen me doing this, but I'm like, okay, are there any dots or are there any underscores? And I'll actually I'll have my Sharpie and I'll write on, I feel bad, writing on their label, but I write right on there, a dot, underscore, whatever is missing so that I can find it when I get home, because I have like a whole bin of slimes. I can't find anyone. And I feel that I haven't been able to tag them, but I can't find them. There's so many slime dot zzzzzzz. How many Z's are we talking about? Or how many A's? Or, you know, like, so make it easy. Yeah, you're right. That's such a good tip.
Yeah. If it's important to you to be recognized. If you're just doing it for fun,
right,
name yourself whatever.
then do whatever.
Yeah. And
question. Should we get to questions?
Sure, definitely. Which one do we want to start with?
Let's see.
Well,
I like Narwhal Slime Company's comment. So many people are rude to older slimers.
Yes.
Solidarity to the older slimers.
True.
You know, I think we should respect everybody no matter their age. You know, if you're young or older or anything, like, it doesn't matter. We're all just doing the same thing. Like,
right.
it's all slime, and we should all respect one another. And you know, it's just for fun. Like, don't take it too seriously.
I think you should be nicer to older slimers, because you just should.
We won't be here that much longer, guys.
I know. You guys, I got maybe like 10 more years left. Come on. You know, I'm like 80 according to some people.
Oh my gosh. So I have a question that we have that'll kind of lead into another one that I saw, and it's like, how do you keep posting, and how do you have that motivation for running your slime shop while you're either going to school or working full time? And how do you still be successful on slime and dedicate enough time to slime while still going to school or working full time? So what do you guys think about that, Erin?
I mean, for me, I'm sure Marjorie is different, but for me, it really helped to create a schedule for everything. I wish I could be better about filming and posting content. Having a shop versus posting content are two completely different beasts. And when your shop becomes successful, sometimes your actual feed, the whole reason people are going to your shop, suffers because you are, you know, filling orders, making the slimes, filling the jars, packing all the postage, filling the extras bags, you know, driving to the post office. Like, there's a lot involved with, you know, your business blowing up, which is great, but it's important to strike a balance. So for me, it was all about creating a schedule. And I know someone had asked earlier about restocks. For me, it works better to have a restock day rather than to be stocked all the time. I restock on Sundays. On Mondays, Tuesdays, and sometimes Wednesdays, I'll pack the orders and ship them. And then on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, I make my slime and film my content. And then I post throughout the week. And I try to post every day, once a day. I notice when I post less, I don't gain as fast. I don't have as much engagement. I don't think that I'm hitting people's feeds as often when I don't post as often, but that's just what I've observed. I don't even know if that's, this algorithm is a mystery. I know that Marjorie has some specific thoughts too, as we've talked about it before. So I'll let you kind of jump onto that from there.
So I'm the complete opposite from Erin, because I am not a planner. I do everything like last minute. I have to like what I'm doing or I can't do it. Like, I put off what I don't like doing. I hate getting a mail. I hate it. It's like the worst thing. So I don't get the mail, to the point where the mailman brings me my mail because the mailbox is full. I love getting packages, though, you know, from Amazon and things that come right to my door. Of course, you know, those are always fun. But I have to like what I'm doing, number one. But I have 5 kids, okay? No one has an excuse, all right, to not grow something if they're passionate about it. I get so many DMs from people saying, well, I go to school and I do this. You know what? No matter, I'm not saying that I'm doing like way more than you, but I probably am, okay? I've got a 15-year-old competitive volleyball travel team all the way down to a 4-year-old. So I have one that's not in school. The rest are in school. They're all in activities. I give up sleep to do my channel. I am up at 1, 2 in the morning when everyone else in my house is sleeping. I am up at 5, you know, in the morning filming. I am working all the time when I am not with my family. When I'm waiting in the car to pick up my kids from school, I am on Instagram. I am hearting comments. I am leaving comments. I am answering comments. it is a full-time job. It is
Yes.
not,
Yeah.
not easy. You have to love it. It's you have to love it. I love it. So that's why I post, you know, all the time. I post 3 to 6 times a day. You know, I'll get DMs from people and say, I don't know why my account's not growing. And they have 5 posts, literally 5 posts. My YouTube channel has 300 to 400 videos. I posted an entire year before I got any views. And any views, I mean like anything over 100 views. My Instagram account, I started in 2016 and I just couldn't grow it. I didn't know what to do. And I kind of gave up for a couple years on it. And then I came back to it and I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure this out because I want to grow my Instagram account. Yeah. And I just kept trying different things. You just got to keep trying different things. Don't give up. That's the main thing. Do not give up. It's a lot of hard work to be noticed. Some people get noticed right away. There are accounts that get noticed right away. And it's just, they're lucky. I'm not saying they don't work hard, because everyone to grow on social media has to work hard. You know, there's no way around it. You have to work hard. And it's a lot of work.
When when I started my channel, I posted 3 times every single day without fail. I would do one when I woke up, one after school, and one right before I went to sleep, because I wanted to hit all those time zones and, you know, help everybody make sure they see it. And I did that for like a year and a half, and it was hardcore. Like, it took so much time, so much effort. And I saw that other areas of my life were like they were just lacking. Like, I wasn't seeing my friends as much, and, you know, I wanted to experience high school, right? I'm in high school. And so I was just like, I felt burnt out, I would say. You know, I did it for a year and a half, and I was just like, always go, and I just needed a pause. So I went down to posting 1 time a week. I mean, not 1 time a week, 1 time a day, which is still a lot. And my follower count just, and it's hard because, like, I'm doing it for myself now, because, like, I'm just doing this to chat with my friends, and I have grown to not focus on the numbers anymore. Like, this is why I wanted to do these live streams, you know, to actually talk with people, to connect with people, because that's the real reason behind why I started my account. And I kind of forgot that, you know? And to reconnect with that, that's why I started this. You know, I hit 900K and I lost 40,000 followers. Like, you know, I can't control that. It's out of your control. And, you know, I get comments, or I mean, DMs on the daily of people saying, Alyssa, I'm so sad that your account is dying. And, like, what are you going to do about it? And I'm like, I am enjoying, like, I have a good balance in my life right now. And like, it's just, it's good for me. And I know my account, I'm losing followers and things, but it kind of doesn't matter to me, because the people that are there, that are showing up, are commenting, and they're really kind. And I love the community I have, you know? So there was a question here. It was from Narwhal. I'm kind of on a soapbox right now, just going off on all of this. But Narwhal Slime Company said, what is your advice for keeping followers? I always gain some and then lose some. So I totally understand that. Like, I've lost 40,000 followers. Like, I know. And my advice is to ignore it. Do things like Slimy Sundays, where we're chatting, we're talking, we're interacting with your followers, and appreciate that, and try to ignore the follower count, as hard as that is, because I know it's hard. We all looked at our follower count, because it's not a measure of your worth. It's not a measure of how good of a slimer you are, anything like that. It's just an arbitrary number that it's really difficult to control. So
I think that you need to decide why you want to grow. Do you want to grow that you can sell a lot of slime? Do you want to grow because you want brands to contact you to be an influencer? Do you want to grow just because it feels good to know that many people like you and want to watch it? You have to decide why and evaluate if that's important too. You know, for people like Marjorie and I, and Alyssa, who has a book, I mean, people are like, slime's your full-time job. It is, in many dimensions. Like, I'm building a brand. I have a shop, you know, I'd like to get more into YouTube. So I do view it as a job, but I also enjoy it very, very much. And I had a career that I really love. I work in television. I don't work in television that much anymore, and I never thought I'd find a job I loved as much as working in television, but slime is it for me, and I genuinely like it. So it doesn't really feel like work to me. It's fun, and I've made so many friends. So it doesn't feel like work to post and interact. It's like, it's fun. You have to remember that you don't want something that you enjoy and fun to bring you down and to make you feel less than just because of your follower count. You have to view it separately from your enjoyment part, I think, if that makes sense. Now I'm on my soapbox.
My turn. I'm just joking. Yeah, I think you have to figure out, are you doing your account for fun or are you doing it for a business? For me, I love the challenge of trying to grow it. Of course, for me, it's a business. My slime account, my YouTube, it's a business. But I love it. Like, it's late. I'm tired at night and I had such a full day with all my kids. And I love doing that part of my life, the mom part, the wife part, all that kind of stuff. But after everyone's in bed and I'm tired and I could just fall in bed because I'm that tired, I like to go to my slime studio and I just am like, yes, I've been looking forward to this all day. I cannot wait to and I film on my knees on a little like coffee kind of table from IKEA. So I'm like hunched over. I have like mats for my knees, and that's just like how I'm comfortable filming. And I just like pop out videos, as I post so much, but I try to film like as many, and it's like, it's do, boop, 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 clean the hands. Okay. Dip in borax next. Do, boop, boop. It's like, I just pop them out and then they're on my phone. And then I edit throughout the day or whenever I have free time, but I love it. You have to love it. If you don't love it, don't do it because it's so much work. Another thing we need to talk about is having thick skin because of, if you can't take the negative comments and you're going to feel hurt about them, figure that out first, especially all of you guys that are young, because I mean, more than 50% of my comments and DMs and stuff are negative. So if you can't get past that and you're going to take that personally from some stranger on the internet, you need to figure out how to deal with that first. I think that's probably one of the main things because you will get hate. And breaking into the slime community for me was awful. No one was nice to me. Not one person I could think of that was nice to me. Anytime I commented, hate. It was kind of awful. So you actually have to get through a lot, and learn to get through a lot of that hate before you can actually grow. So I think that's a pretty important thing. That's kind of off topic, but definitely. There you go. Really important.
Yeah. Yeah. And a point you brought up is how you film all your videos at once and you edit all of them. Time batch it, like batching your time is so important. I found that's a great tip, is to film all at once. And then like I edit, like I take one day and I film like 30, 40 videos, and then I have enough to last me, or at least that's what I tried to do. But with school and things, I didn't have the time. And then that's why you have to cut back. And so for example, if one weekend you film like 30 videos and you're posting 3 videos a day, you have enough for 10 days. But you're like, okay, I know that next weekend I won't be able to film. So, okay, I'm going to cut it down to 2 every single day. So that'll take me till when I have time to film again. That's a really great strategy to make sure you have enough content to post. Especially if you're a student or have a full-time job, it's very difficult to find those times to film. And like Marjorie said, you gotta, when everybody else is asleep, you're going to be poking your slime and making those videos, right? Yeah.
I need to be better about mass content creation because I get caught up in achieving the perfect lighting and the perfect concept for my video, and then I edit it and I tweak the sound and I color correct it, and that's just because that's part of my career and I like that. But I wonder often to myself, is that important? Am I like bogging it down too much? And then I remember, like, no, I enjoy creating the content, I enjoy taking time with it, and if my follower count grows slower because of that, then so be it. So you can look at it several different ways. But I want to start our next topic just kind of piggybacking off on what we're talking about. and that is the essential equipment. And I've seen a few people asking questions in the chat about how best to work with your situation, whether you are lacking in natural lighting or you want to go out and buy a light box. What do you guys use to film your videos? Starting with you, Alyssa, what's your setup like?
So right now, my setup, I use two soft boxes, and I also have a window in front of me, but I have to film at night a lot of times with I'm at school almost all day, and the weekends are pretty busy, so I usually have to film at night. So I have my two soft boxes, a table from IKEA, and I have a DSLR that I use for my YouTube videos. But for my Instagram videos, I still use my iPhone, just because it's easier, honestly, because it's all right on there. I think you use your iPhone as well, Marjorie, and it's just so easy to have it all there rather than having it on my DSLR, then exporting it, then blah 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 blah. Right? It's just so much easier to just have my phone, take the video, and it's good enough quality for me, and that's what I've used my whole entire slime career on Instagram.
What about you, Marjorie?
What was the question again?
What is your basic equipment setup? You mentioned you're like filming on your knees on an IKEA table.
Okay.
Like, what do you use?
When I first started, I just did window light. And I have a background in photography, and I'm natural light photography. So I know a lot about natural light. But currently, I have three soft boxes, like Alyssa was saying, and I could post a picture later. I often do it on my stories. I'll post my setup later on my Instagram account at Rainbow Playmaker if you guys are interested in seeing my setup. But basically, most of the time, I'm just using two soft boxes. Then I've got my little marble thing that I use, my marble plastic piece, and then it's just on like a little IKEA table that I actually got at Goodwill for like $5, a white one. So you don't need a lot to start out. I just recently, in the past year, got the studio lighting, and you can get it on Amazon for a little over $100, between $100 and $200. So it's not too expensive for a business, from a business sense, standpoint, but you don't need it. You definitely do not need it to start out. And if you have a smartphone, I say use that. If you look at some of the top accounts, their quality is not the best. Yes, there's certain people that you can tell are super artsy and they might have a photography background. You can spot those accounts right away. They know what they're doing. The lighting, everything is super professional looking. But to grow an account on social media, quality is not the thing. And that goes for Instagram and YouTube. Some of the top YouTubers, I look at their videos and I'm like, are you kidding me? But they have millions of followers. It's not always about the quality. You want to have good lighting, make sure it's bright, but don't get discouraged if you don't have the equipment or can't afford the equipment. Just keep posting. Just post, you guys. That's what you got to do.
Yep. I think the most important thing with slime videos is the slime itself. Make sure it's good. It's not sticky. That, for me, that's one of the most annoying things, sticky slime, to watch a video. It's just, I can't. And then it's really important to have good lighting, that you can actually see it, and that there isn't anything in the background, like background noise, that can really take away from the slime, because a lot of people really like the slime sounds themselves.
Let's talk about sound equipment. I literally use my, where are they? My Apple headphones. I use the mic on my headphones to record audio. That's what I use, what Alyssa has on. And I don't have a fancy microphone, but I noticed that the sounds, yes, I was picking up my air conditioning. My dogs are always coming in the room, shaking their collars and whatnot. I mean, it's like, come on, guys, seriously? But yeah, what do you guys use for your audio setups? Do you have microphones? Are you using headphones? Are you using nothing? What are you guys using?
I just film with my iPhone, how it picks up sound for Instagram. For YouTube, I have, a blue, well, it's black, but it's blue. Everyone has those. But for Instagram, I just film with my phone. That's it. I don't have any fancy sound, anything. So
I have a question, guys, really quick, because since you both YouTube a lot, why do you use your phones versus a DSLR for Instagram versus YouTube? What's the difference? Why would you use a better quality camera for YouTube? Explain.
So for me personally, it depends. Sometimes I will post on YouTube using my phone if I have some videos from Instagram that I really like and I decide I want to put them on YouTube. But usually I film with my DSLR because I edit on my computer for YouTube. And honestly, I have the camera and I decided it's better quality. And so it looks better on YouTube when I use my DSLR. And it's the same process from taking it from my phone to my computer versus my camera to my computer. I'm all about what is like the easiest process for me, you know, because I want to do things in a timely manner and I want to make the most of my time. And so for YouTube, it just works to use the DSLR, whereas with Instagram, it's just the ease of having it all right here.
And is it also because YouTube broadcasts in high definition and Instagram doesn't? I mean, is that a factor?
Well, you know, oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Audrey.
I was going to say that, like, I use an iPhone X and the camera on this baby is amazing. So if you look at I used to only do a DSLR. I have a D750 Nikon, but that's because I was a photographer, you know, like I'm a photographer. So that was the camera. I didn't buy a specific camera to do YouTube. That's just what I had. It's not the best camera. I wouldn't recommend it for YouTube. There's other ones that will probably be better to do what I do. But anyways, my last 10 videos on YouTube at least are from my iPhone. And the reason I started doing that was because my YouTube's kind of gone down the tubes. I've been spending so much time on Instagram, talk about work-life balance, right? Like trying to juggle. Yeah. So last year, my account on YouTube, I would get 100,000 views in no time. Now I can barely get a couple thousand views because I've kind of neglected it. I've used to post almost daily on YouTube. And then I kind of, once I got to 100K, that was my goal. I kind of like let it go. I was like, okay, now I need to grow Instagram. Now that I got my 100K and I have my plaque and I've achieved what I wanted to on YouTube. I went to Instagram and I spent all my time there and I left YouTube for a little bit and it shows my account suffers. So I was like, well, hardly anyone's watching my videos anyways. I'm just going to do what's easiest for me. And so I'm going to keep posting on there because I'm passionate about making videos, posting, still growing on YouTube, trying to do Instagram and YouTube. But the quality is not like, I wouldn't say it's worse. Like if you guys go check out my last 10 videos versus some older videos, it's great quality, especially if you have a newer smartphone. The cameras are amazing. So don't think that you need, some, you know, like my D750, probably like I don't remember, but $2,000 camera without the lens, you know, I don't know what it, you know, so you don't need that. You can just have your smartphone and go with it.
Yep.
So
I definitely agree with that. And I bought my camera to treat myself after I published my book. I just wanted to upgrade some sort of my equipment. And so that's why I got my camera. And it's the Canon T7i. And that's what I use for some of my YouTube videos, not all of them. And I just find when I'm filming like videos with my face or like the intro and stuff, it just looks better than my phone. And I like the flip out screen that I can see what I'm actually filming because that's really helpful when you're filming your face. So that's just like the main thing for me, but it's definitely not necessary.
I love that microphone.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, great.
There are a couple questions about lighting setup. And so do we have any tips about that for if you don't have the soft boxes or anything like that? Do you guys have anything you want to say about that?
I mean, I'd be happy to show you my setup right now. It's nothing fancy. It's literally, let's see if I can do this. It's kind of a mess in here right now, but let's do it. So this is my ring light. That was new. I use that for when I'm filming my face on YouTube. And then like literally, let's see, are my hands in the way? They are. I mean, I have these lights and I film on this wood table right here. I've got a combination of LED and like desk lights, guys, and a window. It's nothing fancy, you know, and then I do a lot of color correcting in my edit app so that I can get rid of shadows, and I can make the color of the slime look a little bit more vivid. Some people have real issues with the color of my hands, so I color correct my skin tone sometimes, but sometimes I don't, you know? It's, I just think it's important to surround yourself with light so you don't just have one light source. But you could look at Snoop Slime's videos, and she has shadows, and it really shows off her slime. So I think it's a personal decision, honestly. It's an artistic decision.
Yep, definitely.
But and I mean, Bookshelf Slimes just talked about how she used a desk lamp for the first year of her account. So you don't need anything fancy, guys. You don't.
No.
Yeah, you don't need anything fancy. But also at the same time, if you it's really hard to break out in the slime community now. So if you really want to make yourself stand out in some way, maybe your lighting is the way that you stand out, or, you know, just things like that you can think about. And so on that topic, let's go into tips that actually work, because I see Mia from, there's a question from, I think it's from Bhavani, and I just saw it, but it was, right, how do you gain real and engaging followers quickly? So I think that is a great question. Like, what actually works to grow our accounts? What do you guys think?
I know.
Tell us.
Please tell us, yes.
Okay. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's different for everyone. But you know what? My actual slime videos never did well, ever. People look at my account more for satisfying videos, or like crazy stuff like, hey, I mix food and slime. So many people hate me for that, but so many people love me for that. Whenever I ask people what they want to see more of, it's all Will It Slime videos. That's like what people come for. When I go to slime conventions, they're like, you're the Will It Slime girl. You're the Will It Slime girl. You know, that's what I've kind of become known for. But honestly, I wasn't posting 3 to 6 times a day when I was just doing my slime videos. If you scroll back in my account, you could see all I did was slime. My account started to take off when I started to do some different things, more satisfying. Like I dropped sponges into water. I started doing the snow. I was the first one in the slime community that I know of to do snow wonder videos. And then bigger accounts started to do that. Back then I had maybe, when I first did my first snow wonder video, I think I had 20 to 40K followers. So I was still relatively smaller. And the minute you do something that you like doing, because I like doing all that kind of satisfying stuff, and you see that it gets more views than just the normal video, I'm talking, it could be 100 more views or whatever, do a ton of that. You have, like, that's kind of the mistake I did when I started doing jelly slimes, like way back when. I was one of the first people to do them, but I never got recognized as the first person to do it because I only did like 3 of them. And then I just stopped because I wasn't really getting a lot of views. And I was like, well, you know, I like this slime. It's super cool. But I didn't become known for it because I didn't do enough of it. So like anything that you want to become known for, like I'm known for clear gloss now. You see clear gloss on my channel every single day. I'm shoving it down your throats. It might not be the best slime, but I'm saying it's the best slime, and that's all that matters. It's sad. It is a really good slime. Don't get me wrong. All my slimes are amazing, you guys. Rainbowplaymaker.com. No, just joking. But
yes.
No, but seriously though, like I've touched so many of the top people's slimes. They're just normal slimes, but they make it seem like they're the best slimes in the world. It's all about hype. So you have to basically hype yourself up in some way. So find something you love doing and just do a lot of it and make yourself known, you know, like the reason I started doing posting in rows was I couldn't figure out a way to make my channel look uniform. So I was like, well, I'm going to post in rows. And this way I can also see if I'm posting 3 similar videos, I'm going to really analyze them and see why is one doing better than the other. Like if you look at my rows, there's such similar content, but one video will get like 500K or more. What are you laughing at, Slimonade?
I'm laughing because someone said the woman in white makes me all tingly.
Is that me? Am I in white?
Yes.
That happens, you guys. That
Frank
happens.
Wonder is loving you. That's what I was laughing at.
Oh, okay. That's my goal, to make you guys tingle. No, but what was I saying? So anyways, I look at my rows, and like they're all so similar, my rows, but like one video in the row will get like 600K views, while one will only get like 50,000 views, but the videos are so similar. So I'm like always analyze. I'm like, why did this video do so much better than this video? You know, like I'm always trying to like figure things out and manipulate my videos just a little bit to see. It's always a game and a test for me. Like it's a challenge. Like, let's see if I can get this video to get more than this and this and this. But anyways, did I answer the question?
Yeah, totally. What have you seen from like analyzing those videos? Do you have any tips for anybody that you've seen, like this one does better for this reason? Like, are there specific colors of slime that do better? Specific types of slime? Anything like that?
I heard that, like, when I first started Instagram and I was doing like all this research, everyone says things about blue stuff, like blue tones and all that kind of stuff seems to do better on Instagram. For me, that's not the case. I still haven't figured out why. You know, like, for example, I did my slime obsession glitters, right? I did that row on Instagram. I also did a YouTube video. The first one is at like over 100K, but the other two are like way behind. And I'm like, what is different? Because honestly, that one that's doing well, those weren't my favorite glitters out of the bunch that I did. You know, I thought that the dolphin and unicorn would do better than just the plain hollow silver ones, you know? So it never works out like I think it will. I think you just have to, I think the key is posting a lot. And also just, I don't know if this is part of the question, but you have to be engaged. You have to constantly be engaged. I try to answer all my questions, but I don't know that that matters, because most of the people I'm answering the questions for in the DMs, they're like, nobody over 100K ever responds to me, you know, with a following over 100K. So that makes me know that the bigger people are not doing that, but they're still growing. So I don't know how much that matters, you know?
So yeah, I think it's definitely so important to engage with the community. I definitely, if people are already commenting on your posts, they're already interested in what you're showing. So, you know, reply to them, they're your real followers, and they are the people who are watching your videos. So, you know, reply to those people who are commenting on your videos. And also, not only on your account, but make sure you're commenting on all of the videos in your feed, all of your friends. You know, if you want people to comment on yours, you have to comment on theirs. Like you know, right? And another thing, it was so, the people don't reply to my DMs. So something that I've found that I was like so sad. So after I reached a certain point, I don't know, maybe it was like 200,000 followers. Like I used to reply to every single DM I got. And then at a point it just became, I would reply to a DM and then we would like talk for a couple of minutes, and I would have like one or two back and forth. And then it would just be follow me, follow me, follow me. Like people would just repeatedly send that over and over again, just because I started a conversation. Like we're humans, you know, we're not we're not these unapproachable like people, but I just have to stop replying to comments because I just got so many because when people say follow me, please just follow me, I'm not going to reply to that. And then I would just get a bunch of mean comments like, you're a mean word, why aren't you replying to me? Like why would I reply to someone who I feel like, you know, I feel like I'm being used when you ask me, you know, you're my friend, and then you just start going, follow me, can you send me free slime, can you, like, it's just that pattern, and that's for me why I stopped. But I reply to as many comments as I can, and I try to heart as many comments as I can as well.
Well, let me just say something that goes along with that. If I get comments that say, I have a question, I don't answer those anymore, because I get hundreds and hundreds of DMs a day. I don't have time to answer that. Just ask your question. Don't ask me, can I ask a question? And then I go, yes. And then, you know, just ask me your question. So I will ignore those comments. If you ask me to follow you, I have to ignore you, because if I follow you and then someone else finds out I followed you, then my DMs are going to be 1,000 flooded even more so. So it's kind of like I would love to follow all of you guys, but I just can't. So if you ask to follow, I ignore those. If I decline a message in DM, like say I decline your message that says, I have a question, or will you follow me? I don't believe Instagram will show me any of your messages anymore after that point. So don't do those things. If you have a real question, I will answer you. But if you ask me to follow you, or if you say I have a question, I'm sorry, I have to decline you, and you're probably not going to show up in my DMs anymore. So ask real questions, be genuine, and I will answer you. I stay up late at night in bed, and my husband, I'm answering my DMs. So, but it has to be a real question, you know? So definitely, especially if you're going towards the bigger accounts, they get thousands of DMs a day, you know, to stand out, you know, ask real questions. Don't ask for things. Don't ask for things, you know? Don't ask
I
for
100% agree. Like, you know, 95% of the smaller private or unknown accounts that I follow are people that have actually taken the time to ask a real question or to make a real comment about something I've posted. I mean, 99.9% of them. I mean, and I think some of them are even on this live right now. We've become friends because we found a common ground. We might be 30 years apart, but I'm still, you know, we found a common ground and we enjoyed talking with each other. I'm a person too. Like I like to chat with my friends online too, but not if you're making demands of something. But I wanted to talk to you guys about the nitty gritty of the algorithm. Let's talk about first questions of the day, captions, trying to get engagement on your posts. I personally find if I am scrolling through Instagram and I see a question of the day that amuses me, I will stop and comment. How do you guys feel about that? Do you get higher engagement on posts that have quirky questions of the day, or do you just not do it? Either one of you guys. I'm curious.
I personally, I ask a question in every single post. I used to, my questions they weren't always that great. They were kind of like basic questions sometimes, but now I try to make them more interesting. I try to play some of those games where, you know, 10 points if you do this, 10 points, you know, like some of those things. And I try to make them more interesting and things that whatever questions you should be asking questions that you would want to answer. That's how I gauge what I ask in my comments or in my captions, because if I genuinely would like to answer that question, then other people will as well. And that's how I go about doing that. But I try not to do things that are too spammy or anything like that.
You have to ask questions. If you want to grow your account, you have to ask questions. More people will comment. And if your question is a little, I mean, on the edge in some way, you'll get even more comments. Comments are good. Comments are good for your growth. Comments are good for the algorithm. You want as many genuine likes, and they have to be genuine comments. And the comments have to be more than 3 words, really. So if someone's just leaving like a heart emoji or whatever, that's not going to do anything. You need them to comment at least 3 words. I think that's key. So ask questions to get people to comment more than 3 words.
And I feel like the questions don't always have to be related to slime, because sometimes some of my followers, they don't know a ton about slime, but you know, I still want to have a conversation with them. So we'll talk about pop culture, we'll talk about recent movies, we'll talk about recent books we've read, we'll talk about things like that as well. So you know, you don't only have to do questions related to slime.
Yep. Let's talk about stories. In preparation for this episode, I did a little research about some of the trends in getting noticed on Instagram. And one of the main things I read for 2019 is that stories are the new feed. Instagram is coming out with stickers that help your followers interact with you more. Advertisers are contacting influencers and having them post things in their stories. And one of the things that surprised me the most was this term called nano influencers. And this should interest a lot of you guys because they're talking about accounts that are anywhere from 1,000 followers to 100,000 followers. These are people that have smaller accounts, but have super high engagement from a really specific demographic. So you could be a 13-year-old Slimer with 2,000 followers who are really devoted to you and listen to what you say. And they're engaged. They watch your story. They click on your stickers. They go to your website from your story. This is something that was news to me. I don't actually get as many viewers on my story as I do in my feed, but I can see a shift. I can gradually see my stories getting more views just in the last month while my views on my feed are going down. How do you guys use your stories to promote your feeds or your book or your shop? Talk to me about some of your strategies there that we might share with everyone.
So I'm trying to cut down on the amount of time I'm necessarily promoting on my feed. So I try not to, like, if I post a video, I don't, you know how you can send it to your story and then like you click on it and you can go to the post. I try to do that less now because I feel like on my story, I want to post unique content that only people who watch my story are going to get, right? Because what's the point of clicking on someone's story if you already see the content in their feed? Like, I think it's
interrupt you. I want to interrupt you just real quick so I don't forget. So a lot of my followers, you guys know Creative Rainbow. She's awesome, right?
Yeah.
I love her.
She's so nice.
Yes. You guys want to learn how to really engage with an Instagram, follow what she does. She's amazing and knows what she's doing. But anyways, she told me that she's not seeing things in my like, you know, I post all the time. So you guys should be seeing my stuff all the time because it's 3 to 6 times a day. Right. She says she doesn't see it. And so she says most of the time she goes to my stories and sees that I posted it there. And that's how she's finding me. So Instagram won't show all of your followers, your stuff right away. They show a select few of them. And then they see how well the post does, and then they unleash it to everyone else. So not everyone is getting your stuff. Yeah. So it is so important to post, like say, if I do a post, I try to post. So I'm posting 3 to 6 times a day. So I won't do it for all 6 things, but I'll do it for usually 3 of the things I posted that day. And I'll put it on my stories. And a few people have come to me and told me that's how they're finding me. Because they're asking me, are you shadow banned? And I'm like, I'm not shadow banned. It's just that's how this new algorithm is working. So from my perspective, I think it's super important to post. I get what you're saying, Alyssa, but also that's just something that happened this past week that I wanted to share with you.
Yes, definitely. I agree. You should post them on your story, but always just try to post it with something of value as well. Don't just post the picture of it, right? Make sure it's always like you put something interesting with it, or I don't know. I always try to make my stories unique and interesting because I found when I was just posting like go check out my post that I did or go check out my YouTube video or something like that, then my views went down because people weren't watching because they're like, I don't need to know this. But so now I'm trying to post, you know, more videos of myself and interesting behind the scenes content and unique slime videos that I don't post any on my feed or on YouTube or anything like that.
I think an indicator of the importance Instagram is posting on stories is the fact that they now allow you to post longer bits of your story. You can do, you guys know what I'm talking about. When you go to post on your story, it used to be a 15-second segment and then it would cut you off. And now Instagram allows you to do multiple story posts at once. And I think if we're talking about beating the algorithm, you can see right there, they're putting more importance on that. That's how people are going to their stories first. So don't forget about your story, but also don't be spammy in the fact that I think there's a very important balance there. Exclusive content, links to your posts, opportunities for your followers to get to know you better, and use the new technology Instagram's putting out there. Use the countdown, use the polls, use all that stuff. That's what they want you to do. Do it. That's how you're going to beat the algorithm. I feel like that's
actually one thing I read in my research for Instagram was Instagram. The algorithm wants you to use everything that Instagram has to offer. So if you're only posting videos on your account, that's not conducive to what the algorithm wants. The algorithm wants you to do picture posts, videos. They want you to use the stories, they do TV. They want you to use everything that the platform has to offer. The more that you use everything that the platform offers, supposedly it's supposed to help your account and the algorithm will show your stuff to more people. So
yes, I fully believe that as well. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, and I think we should also, like, not a ton of people go live all the time on Instagram, and I think that's an awesome tool because when you're live, you go to the top of everybody's stories, right? And it's very like whenever I see someone's live, I always click on it because I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to miss out. It's live, like one chance to see it, right? So I think a lot of us don't use that tool because it is really time consuming to go live, and it's harder to go live than just to post a quick story, right? And it's harder to moderate those lives, as I know Erin, one of her lives, right? She had a little bit a struggle with moderating those lives, right? And it can be difficult, but I think lives are a great way of connecting with your followers and doing that in real time. And it's a great way to get noticed because like out of all of the millions of Slimers out there, not like there's a small fraction of them that go live, right? So you'll be
you'll be bumped to the top of people's stories if you go live, but don't go live too much because everyone will have a notification. It gets annoying. But go live,
because I used to go live every day. I don't know if you guys remember that. I was the annoying one. I used to go live every day, but my followers seemed to like it. Like we would make a new slime every time I went live. And I did that back over like 2018 around the summertime or a little before. But then I started to notice that after you go live, it pops up how many people watched your live. And it also shows like, well, actually, that might have been YouTube. I don't know if this is Instagram, but it shows how many followers you gained or lost. And I was losing like 200 or something during my live. So I was like, you know what? I got to stop going live because I'm losing so many followers because I'm going live. Now I don't care. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go and do what I want. But back then it was so important to me. I don't know. I feel like if you're under 100K, everybody wants to get past that point, and now I don't worry so much about it. But back then I did, even though it was less than a year ago, I was like, oh no, 200 followers when I lose more than 200 followers a day, but I gain so much more. So it doesn't show on my account. My account's still growing, but I lose over 200 a day. It's normal to lose followers.
What do you guys think about the apps where you can keep track of your analytics, who follows you, who unfollows you? How do you, I don't use one of these personally. Do either of you?
No, I don't. I feel like I don't really want to know who's unfollowing me. I don't like I just focus on the content right now. That's just what I've decided to do. Like just focus on the people that are commenting, the people that are showing up for me. Just focus on those people instead of the people who are unfollowing, because if they're unfollowing, they weren't meant to watch my content, and they're not the people I want to be watching my content if they don't want to see it.
Agree.
I didn't even know that existed, but I don't use those things. So I don't really care. I don't have time to analyze who's following me and who's not. I just hope that the people that are following me are there because they like my content, That's the main thing.
Word. Agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone asked in the comments, I noticed, about paying for followers. Oh, yeah. You guys don't pay for followers. No. I've never done that. It's bad for your account. Don't do it. Instagram can find out easily that you paid for followers, and then you're pretty much just screwed. And then also this whole, what is it called? Oh, gain parties and stuff. If you guys are doing gain parties, I have to get you off my account because it's bad for me. So if you guys do, and you notice that Rainbow Playmaker kicked you off or whatever, it's not good. They're not organic growth. And my account can't associate with that, if that makes sense from a business standpoint.
Yep.
Marjorie, your connection's a little rough, just FYI.
Oh, can you hear me now?
We can hear you. You're going in and out a little bit. But I think that was I hope everyone caught that gain parties are not necessarily good for your account. Even though in the short term you might gain some followers, it's not actually those types of inorganic follower bursts are not good, is what Marjorie was saying. So don't get tempted to do stuff like that. Be patient. Grow organically.
Yeah. Someone had said, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Someone had said that they only get, I'm sorry, I didn't see the name of the person, but they said they only get 200 views on a video. You know, I remember first starting out and I would get like 30 views or something. And my kids, I'd be like all excited running around the house because I get super excited about stuff like that. I'm like, when I was first starting out, I'm like, yeah, I got 30 views. I got 30 views. And my kids are like, why are you excited about 30 views or 100 views or 200 views? And I was like, well, how many kids go to your school? And they're like, about 800 go to my kids' school, my elementary school. So I was like, if you were standing in a room with 200 people, do you know how many people that's a lot of people. And 200 of them watched a video that I created from scratch, you guys. I mean, this is amazing. Like any views that you get, especially starting out, like I'm not ungrateful for my 1,000 or 2,000 views I'm getting on my YouTube channel right now. It's still 2,000 people, but when you've been at a place where you've gotten 1 million views on a video, it's hard to get only 1,000. So it is a struggle, but I appreciate it. So it's just 1,000 people. That's more people than that go to my kid's school. Picture being at an assembly at your school and there's probably like what, 100, 200. That's a lot of people. And they're taking time out of their day that they're never going to get back ever again to watch your video. So remember that. That's
a great perspective and a great mindset to have. Like, it's all about perspective, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's so great. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was so excited on YouTube, my first year on YouTube. So you don't get a paycheck on YouTube until you get $100, right? My whole first year on YouTube, I made 2 cents. That's 2 pennies, folks. I posted videos and content almost every day, and all I made was 2 cents. And I would run around the house and I'd be like, I made 2 cents. Yeah. I'd call my mom, you know, and I'd be like, guess how much I made on YouTube? 2 cents. Like they joke about it now because obviously I'm past that point. But they're like, remember when you were so excited that you made 2 cents? Like I was so excited. You know, I'm still so excited because it is amazing. It's like, wow, you created something. You know, you use your creativity to make something from nothing. You created something from nothing, you guys. And 10 people, 20 people, 100 people, they liked it or they watched. It's amazing. Even just 100 views or 2 pennies on YouTube it's an amazing accomplishment. And don't get discouraged. You know,
it's easy to lose perspective in an online world. But if you think about it in those terms, that's some of the best advice I've ever heard. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, thank you.
Don't compare yourself to, you know, people that are just in a different place than you. You know, there are YouTubers that get millions of views on their videos and they still may not be happy because it's not 2 million views. You know what I mean? Like I'm happy with what I have and I'm excited to work on it and figure it out and grow everything, you know. I'm not discouraged at all, you know, so yeah, just keep at it, work, and just make sure you enjoy what you're doing. You have to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then it's pointless. It doesn't matter if you're making $1 million and you hate it, you know, it's not worth it.
That's such a great message, Marjorie. I feel like we could do like 5 lives about this. You have so much to share.
Let's do a 24-hour live.
Yes.
I don't have anywhere to be.
So I think we should do our Slimer shout out of the week. I'm very excited for this one. So we decided that we wanted to shout out Wanderlust Slime. She is so kind and she really makes nice, underrated slime. She has such a wide range of slimes in really high quality packaging. And one thing in particular that I really, really like is their thick, clear slime, and their slimes are just so cute. And they're also inspired by Imagine Dragons, which is something that really makes them stand out. You know, another tip, you know, find something that you're passionate about and theme your slimes around that. But getting back to the shout out, they also donate 15% of their proceeds to charity, which is so amazing. And I just think that's awesome. So make sure you check them out. I'll make sure to put their link in the description down below. It's Wanderlust Slimes. And I think she was on the live earlier. Yeah.
And Mia is so sweet and engages. She engages on this live stream. She engages with her followers. I think she sets a great example. And yes, we're doing a little self-promo here.
Someone in the chat asked if there was Slimonade in the background. I was like, yeah, I set this up purposely. Every placement
no, she didn't.
is
it
there,
was just there
for a reason. Look, because
No,
I play
but
with it all the
getting
time.
back to what we were talking about, yes,
Oh, shoot.
yes, this is important. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got all this behind me. It's not by mistake. I'm hyping. I'm hyping.
Yeah, if you want to know how to get known, I know it's been asked in the chat. They're like, how do you get your name out there? This is how you do it. Hey, everyone, this is me. See this face? You need to put them together. Same person, same thing. You got to just basically the easiest way I could say it is you got to shove it down people's throats. You know, that's what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
totally.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is,
in a non-obnoxious way, though.
in a non-obnoxious way.
Well, don't physically do it. Not literally, you guys. Okay. Not literally.
Like this is like, and it can be like, I do all my videos with this background, and that's kind of like my branding or my theme, and you recognize that. And that's like, it doesn't have to be, that it doesn't have to be super in your face or anything. It can be something just as simple as that, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The minute I don't use a marble background, everyone, because I did those light board videos, and so many people commented because people recognize my videos from that marble slab thing I have. And so they're like, oh no, you're changing your background. I'm like, no, it's just a light board because these videos are so cool. You know, I can't use the marble under them. So yeah, it's like people recognize you eventually for, you know, your setup.
Exactly. So. Yes. Thank you all so much for joining. I had so much fun, and a big thank you to Marjorie for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on here and chat with us. Yes,
you're so welcome.
Do you want to just say where everybody can find you after this? All your social media and everything?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just at Rainbow Playmaker everywhere. It's one word. My slime shop is rainbowplaymaker.com. Instagram, I'm at Rainbow Playmaker. YouTube, just Google. I mean, not Google. In the search, if you can't find me, type Rainbow Playmaker, one word. All my stuff will come up. I have hundreds of videos everywhere. So, or just if you can't find me those ways, just go on Google and type in Rainbow Playmaker and you'll find me. I'm everywhere.
Yep. And her YouTube is linked down below as well. Right there for you guys.
Yeah.
Perfect. So. If you guys are watching this as the replay, I'll have on the screen if you want to watch the entire Slimy Sundays playlist. And that's everything we have. So we will talk to you guys next week on Sunday, February 3rd on Erin's channel. The theme will be announced as well as our special guest. Great. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you guys so much. Love you.